All right, we have some news coming to us from Samicus. Samicus, he's going to be talking to us a little bit about what we can expect out of your horrific visions in Orgrimmar, because they are certain buffs that you can get if you take your time and you are able to look for them. Also, he's going to be talking about the June Traders Post. Traders Post for June looks amazing so far. Let's find out what Sam has to say about it. And then we also have week 12 of what our classes are like when it comes to our tier lists. Let's give it a go.
We got some interesting looks at numbers, Mythic Plus DPS charts, healing charts, tanking charts. We also got some stuff to talk about with horrific visions. The June trading post is a glorious trading post, as it should be. It is my birthday month, so Blizzard's going to pull out all the stops for that one.
Right,
but here we go. Hidden 10% buffs in the Visions of Orgrimmar. You guys remember we talked about these for Stormwind. There are 10% buffs to be had throughout the maps of these two versions of the Visions. So we talked about the Stormwind ones. Now it's time to get into the Orgrimmar ones. So these are you and your luck. Which one of these are open? But here are the 4 that you will be able to get. The 10% healing buff, the 10% damage buff, the 10% crit buff, and the 10% haste speed buff. Now, as I said, these are not open for every single run. It is kind of select and random as to which of these doors you'll be able to walk through. But the first one here, the 10% healing buff, can be found inside the Broken Tusk Inn, just to the right of the start of the Vision, the Valley of Strength of Orgrimmar. You go in there, you get that freaking buff, and you have a good time. 10% HP buff, so nice for the health there. Damage. Smith's Strength, there you go. You go into Norris's Armory building, if that's open, Valley of Strength, and you can find a bad potion in Orgrim's runs. Get that and give yourself a 10% damage buff there. For this one, after killing the Annihilator Laka in the Drag, the first building to the right of the Ethereal Transvault building is the Ethereal Transvault building, usually empty, okay? But if you go inside and you see an interactable Ethereal Gateway inside, clicking that will spawn the Warp Shard guy, and then kill him to get yourself that 10% crit buff. Again, you gotta be careful with some of these. You don't want to waste time. You know, you're always on a timer, especially early on in these things. Time's not an issue for you in terms of your sanity.
That's why I say always try and go in there and not with any mask. So since it's week 2, you can unlock more of your talent tree that will be able to stop you from losing your sanity so fast. So that is something that you want to pay attention to. Also, they have the buildings in Stormwind and in Orgrimmar that if you go, well, not in Stormwind. Stormwind, the guy is in the back and you'll see him face down and he'll have a bottle next to him, yeah? That's going to be your bad potion. Make a note of that. And then in Orgrimmar, it's going to be one of the buildings on the left as you're going into the Vision, and he's going to be laying face down, and he'll also have a potion there. Note the color. Don't take that one. That is negative 100 sanity, so don't do that.
Running out, then go ahead and chase these down. And then last but not least here, the 10% haste / movement speed buff. Nice for us Death Knights out there. In the Valley of Spirits, after clearing the second corrupted totem, you can usually go towards the left to continue on the zone. However, sometimes when you look to the right, Bwemba might be up, just dancing. Kill her and get the Spirit of the Wind. So that's right, nobody dances around here. There she is.
I don't think I've ever done that one.
Get yourself that buff. Hope you guys are having fun in the horrific visions. They're all right. They're all right. You do them quick. You get them done. You get your little enchant for your helmet.
There's some people that have been grinding the hell out of those, and they're only so many currency away from getting the big mount, like that Void Dragon. Good for them.
The June trading post is freaking glorious. I don't know, like as much as anybody loved the butterflies and the flowers and the things, if that was your thing, this is the complete opposite for the other people who like the other stuff. We got a ton of mounts, some badass armor, some badass houses. We're getting a freaking frosted chimera. I mean, look at this thing.
That's nice.
Look at this. And the nice thing is Blizzard just released the green version of this on the WoW store like 2 days ago. So I was looking at that and I was like, oh man, that'd be really cool if we had that available. They're making it available in the game. It's right here. Okay. Not only are we getting this blue chimera, you know, that you could buy for 700 Trader's Tender, but the end thing that you get at the end of the trading post for filling it out is the red version.
That looks sweet. That's sweet.
Version of this.
That's the okay. So that is the month's bonus. What is that? The month's bonus is if you fill up your whole bar. So pay attention to your Trader's Post bar at the top. If you traveler's log, if you fill that up, then you should get this as soon as you open up the chest.
So they've officially made 2 of these glorious chimeras available in game, and then the green one is available in the store. Nice play on Blizzard. They're actually treating.
I never care about the store. This is the one of the things that I don't mind so much, because this, if they're giving you the ability to get it in the game, then I really don't care. I think that it's a fantastic thing. I mean, why not?
Us right with that one. Another one, you can get the reins of the spotted black riding goat. So a little goat here. This thing's freaking hilarious.
That's for all the
you
farmer
can get this little
transmogs.
black goat for 700. Some other things, some really cool armor sets here. You can get the Molten Inferno helm.
Look at that for the edgelords out there.
The green version of this available on the WoW store. The red and the blue available on the trading post.
Nice.
So these are W's. We're getting this. It's okay. No, these are really cool, especially for a Death Knight. I mean, I want to grab these real quick. Ensemble of the Cold Flame as well, and the Lavaborn plate sets. Awesome. The 2 plate sets are red and blue. The green one, again, available
T-Mogs
on the
are
WoW
becoming
store.
a thing, are becoming a real thing in WoW. Maybe they've always been, but I'm getting into it. So like the Nightfall event, that white set, I wanted that white set. And then when I got in there and I started doing the event, then I noticed that there was a white cat, a white lynx. And I'm like, well, hell yeah, I got to keep coming back to get the currency for that, of course. So, of course, I did. Beautiful, beautiful T-Mog.
Green for money, of course, yeah. And then the red and the blue right here. So, I mean, I'm really happy with what Blizzard's done here. We got some weapons that also kind of go with that same kind of lava-looking theme. Really cool daggers, Cold Flame and Lavaborn theme here.
Nice.
More axes. We got some weapons and things. So, yeah, finish out the trading post this month.
Looks very cool.
Get yourself some really cool rewards, honestly. This is probably one of the better... Damn, this is a really good-looking weapon. It's a polar probably, yeah. From Silvermoon. Looking probably at these, it's a really good trade.
That would probably look good with a survival hunter with the heritage armor.
Post, good one to spend some of your trader's tender on for sure. And then the end result is your
blood elf, I should add, for a blood elf
completely. So the edgelord, I want my cute happy butterfly shit. Yeah, you'll get it back. Don't worry. All right, here we go. Mythic plus DPS rankings, guys. Breaking it down. We got DPS. We got
these are the
healing,
mythic charts.
We got tanks. Okay, so let's jump straight into this. Here we go. Tier list of your DPS for week 13. This is built up from Mythic Keys 14 to 20, and your S tier is made up of Unholy Death Knight, Outlaw Rogue, and Balanced Druid.
I don't run with too many, but yeah.
Good.
I have a friend. I have a friend that's like nearly 3,400. Or he is 3,400. So he is proof. Unholy is good.
Still in progress. Okay, so this is I'm
Look
surprised Sub Titty Rogue
Balance
jumped up pretty high as well. The Rogues have been jumping up pretty decently recently. So this is basically running through totality of week 13. Let's see week 12 if there were any changes here. Oh, so yeah, there are changes here. All dungeons.
Let's go, Red.
Unholy DK and Balanced Druid still in the S tier. Retribution Paladin, Arcane Mage, and Outlaw Rogue looking good.
I'm
not sure if I feel comfortable looking at week
high.
13 because they're still pulling this data together. So we'll kind of go off of week 12 for now, and then we'll see maybe what the changes are after.
Marksmanship Hunter.
We got your A tier. Retribution Paladin, Arcane Mage, Outlaw Rogue. So Rogues have been on a roller coaster for sure. Yeah, they've been dropping and then pumping back up. It looks like they're on their way back up now. For your B tier.
But a lot of that comes to, so a lot of this data is gathered from, I want to say, Raider.io, and is based on representation of the classes. So if somebody's playing more alts than their previous character for that week, it's going to show up in these numbers. So take that with a grain of salt. You know, if you're enjoying your class, stay with it. I'm enjoying my Retribution Paladin, so I'm staying with that. So I have no complaints.
Tier, Feral Druid, Marksmanship Hunter, Ass Rogue, Destro Warlock, Elemental Shaman, Enhancement Shaman, Devastation Evoker. Devastation Evoker is doing really, really good in Raid. We'll check out those stats here in a second.
They look good in Mythic Plus.
Right now, B tier, not too bad. C tier, you got your Frost DK, Demonology Warlock, Havoc Demon Hunter, Affliction Warlock, Arms Warrior, and
look at where Havoc is. That used to be my class, y'all. That used to be my class. I loved it. I used to say I would be a Havoc Demon Hunter for the rest of my life. And then look what they did to it. I mean, you can't keep changing all of these classes. Now, if you look at the balance between top to bottom, it doesn't really look that far. They look fairly well balanced.
And then we're moving down here, all the sadness that is F tier. Augmentation. At least they're not at the very bottom.
They're doing
here.
20s.
My little nameplate here. At least they're not at the very bottom.
They're doing 20s.
Augmentation having a decent time, just above Fury Warrior, Survival
Fury
Hunter,
Warrior
Shadow
just got
Priest.
some
So,
buffs.
again, this is for Mythic Plus. The week change here are the ones that are still being gathered. Unholy, Balance, and Outlaw Rogue moving up. Sub-Titty moving into A tier, Retribution following that up. And then we see kind of the same stuff for the rest
Fire
of this.
Mage, man.
Where is Augmentation
It's a shame to
sitting
see.
here?
I love Fire
Augmentation moved
Mage.
up into the D tier.
At least
So
leveling
we'll
it, I
see.
did.
These numbers are still shaking out. But for week 12, more solid data. Here we see, now we're looking at healing, tanking, I should say. What is this? Blood DK. Sitting as an A tier tank. Look at that. So we got
He
Prop
plays
Warrior.
blood. He
Really?
plays blood.
Vengeance Demon Hunter is not doing the most damage right now. I'm shocked. What? I mean, I think Vengeance Demon Hunter is still the meta right now simply because of their speed. Let's see if it changes in week 13.
Holy shit, they
We got
dropped even
Prod,
down
Blood,
to D.
no, and then, well, Vengeance drops even further here. Again,
Wow.
this data is still in progress, so we'll just stick to week 12. But putting it all together, Vengeance Demon Hunter, probably still the one that people are going with the most. Again, they got the speed, they got the...
Brewmaster is something that I'm surprised to see in B tier because a lot of complaints have always been they can't handle the damage. So I wonder how... I haven't looked at Raider.io to see quite how high what key level they're getting, but they're looking good.
the utility, and they have leather on their crotch, so a lot of people enjoy that kind of stuff.
Also, another thing I want to add is if you play your class, you know your class, these numbers won't really pertain to you. So, like, I know a Guardian Druid that is 3600 IO going for title.
And they're going to invite them to their groups. But Blood DK is doing pretty damn good. I feel like the Blood DK has been hitting a lot harder recently. It's been feeling good to tank as a Blood DK. Prot Warrior sitting there as S tier. That is shocker. That is a shocker. I did not know that Prot Warrior had
Prot
really climbed the
Warrior's
charts that
blast.
much. Prot Paladin's one that's very popular, even though it's sitting here as a D tier tank. And then Brewmaster Monk is B as well. And then Guardian Druid, I know, is the F tier right now of tanking. Now let's look at healing.
I don't know why.
What do we got here? We got your S tier healer, Mistweaver Monk. Yes, that's no surprise to me. I've been seeing Mistweaver has been sitting at the tops of the charts for a decent amount of time now.
Really?
And then we got Preservation Evoker, Holy
Don't
Paladin
play with
sitting
a
in the
lot
A
of
tier, Resto
preservations.
Shaman, Holy Priest, and then Resto Druid and Discipline Priest down here at the bottom. Now again, Discipline Priest is part of the meta, even though they're at the bottom of the chart here. Discipline Priest, just all the utility they bring, the buffs to the group they bring, they're getting the invite.
I don't know if they're so valuable in raid versus holy. So, but in Mythic Plus, you take them. You take them.
Even though they're not the best healers right now. And honestly, the separation between healers near the top here isn't too big. I mean, between the A tier and S tier, there really isn't much going on. Even the C tiers
Holy
are very
Pally's
valuable.
doing pretty good
bringing
this
along
season.
these guys, this is not necessarily a reflection of the meta. It's just
And
a
Resto
reflection of
Shaman
the
just got some
output
buffs.
that these guys can do in terms of overall damage. And,
They should be
how it's
live
looking
already, as a
for
matter of
everyone.
fact.
So there you go. There's your charts. And here we go into rating now. So let's jump straight into rating numbers. The rating numbers are going to look different, obviously, than what you're seeing for Mythic Plus, but it's not that different. Here we go. Devastation Evoker, overall Liberation of Undermine, as I mentioned before, they are sitting at the very, very top. Look at that. Kings of the Castle right now.
Wow.
Devastation Evoker. It's good because Augmentation is so shit. At least you guys have a reason to still play your Scaly boys. We got Destro Warlock, Marksmanship Hunter, Affliction Warlock, Frost Death Knight, Windwalker Monk, Retribution Paladin, Unholy Death Knight sitting here. Now, this is overall damage. Boss damage, we'll see a bit, kind of some of this stuff flipping around. Down at the bottom here,
There's like literally a ret. We play the same spec, basically have the same gear, and this guy just blast. If anything, I need to be his Padawan because I need to know what the fuck he's doing.
Sub-Titty Rogue, Frost Mage, Balanced Druid, Demonology Warlock. So, not too bad. Not too bad. But let's see direct boss damage, because that's where you get the big numbers. And
Okay.
oh, shit. What happened here? Hunter's on top. Actually, this is kind of the same as last week, too. But here we go. Marksmanship Hunter, Survival Hunter, Arms
Survival?
Warrior.
Wait,
Then
what?
we got Devastation
I thought that was
Evoker
Beastmaster. I didn't look.
sitting up here as well. Over the range of week 1. What is this? I'm looking. Hold on. I want to see something. I want to make sure this is right.
Over a range of week 1.
Yeah, top 4. Okay, week 12. Yeah, we're right. We're right. So we see here Marksmanship Hunter, again, Survival Hunter at the top.
Arms Warrior.
Devastation Evoker, as I mentioned.
Still
doing
there,
really
Devastation.
well as an Evoker class. Good for the Evokers to actually see something happening right here. Arcane Mage, Unholy Death Knight, Beast Mastery, Feral Druid, Retribution Paladin, Frost DK, rounding out your top boys there. Balance Druid at the bottom, Frost Mage, Sub Titty Rogue, Shadow Priest, Elemental Shaman, Outlaw.
I'm surprised Balance is at the bottom. But once again, the balance, if you look at the balance of the classes, they're so close. Blizzard is doing so good. They're just tweaking just enough to try and make sure they're bringing them all in line. That's really nice. I think one of the people I listened to said like there's an 8% from top to bottom. I think it's more like 4%, but what do I know? I'm just a smooth brain.
Rogue. So one different story here that we've been seeing, the Rogues not doing too great in raid, but doing really good in terms of Mythic Plus numbers. That's interesting. We've seen that before with classes, but typically you'll see classes like Devastation Evoker doing good on both sides, right? So there's a big difference here when it comes to Rogues in raid and Rogues in your 5-man content. Interesting enough to see. Now let's see what the changes were. Not many changes from the previous weeks. Biggest movers up. We see Survival Hunter up 3 spots from the previous week. Fire Mage up 3 spots as well. And then the biggest mover down, Feral Druid.
Really?
Down 4 spots from the previous week. Not a lot of changes. We saw some recent buffs and stuff kick in.
What did they do to
Feral?
Feral?
We'll see the results of those class changes and updates.
So like there you are. If you're looking and you're still here watching the video, look at that population size. So that's where they're getting their numbers. So there's not very many people playing Feral Druid. It says like 3479. Is that a percent? Is that a number across the board for everyone that plays WoW? I don't think so, because these numbers would be much bigger. I wish we had some education on that.
Dates until next week's charts kicks in, which we will look at when those go live. But that is all in terms of news.
There you have it. There you have it, everybody. That is the WoW news for the week. And we look forward to seeing what he has for us next time. Everybody, I appreciate you being here. I stream every Monday through Saturday. And what I do is I do carries and Mythic Plus content for World of Warcraft, as you know. And then check it out, on Saturdays I do karaoke. So if you want to try and have a singing, day and just hang out with us, come on by, stream on Twitch, Achilles _1970. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.